So with the people and individuals you work with now, what approach do you use to attack a situation like that now?
You go the opposite way. So what I do first is I connect from my heart to theirs. Like before we even meet, right? When I'm alone and we're not even in the rooms together or in Zoom together or whatever, connect from my heart to theirs and then have a dialogue from subconscious to subconscious or higher self to higher self or something where like, hey, I want you to know that I love you and excuse me, and I want what's in your highest best interest. I
Mm,
really want what's best for you. And I'm gonna have some feedback to deliver for you. And here's what I need. Now all of this is just happening inside my head, but it primes me for being in that loving state. And I do believe that doing something like that, it actually speaks. We're all connected. We're all one consciousness, right? So when I do that from my side, it impacts the other person right there. So they're more open to hearing the feedback in a loving way and take it in a way that I want it to land. And then in terms of actually communicating the feedback, um, one format that I've been taught recently is, it's like 7 steps. Number 1, are you open to hearing some feedback, right? So you can say yes. Number 2 is, here's the specific things that I've noticed that you've done. Number 3, here's the story I make up about that in my head. That's very important, right? We can talk about specific behaviors, but we're always interpreting it. And by separating the 2 and saying and taking ownership for the fact that this is a story I've made up in my head, that sets the stage, right? Versus like, oh, you're lazy, you don't care, you're not bought in, you don't love me. Like all these stories that we make up. Name it. The story I've made up about that is that you don't care about me and my needs or about like, the work that we're doing or whatever it is. And then you ask, is that true? Or is that what you intended? Get their perspective on it, right? Chances are it's not going to be, they might go like, yeah, that's exactly right. But chances are they're going to be like, no, that's not exactly what happened. Here's why I did this behavior. Here's my reason, my story. And then that gives a lot of understanding and to connection and bonding. And then you can ask, um, for a specific request a specific behavior change. I would like for you to change to behave in this way, to do this going forward. Can you commit to that? And that is a no is a perfectly valid answer there, right? No, I can't commit to that. Okay. Or yes, I can. But if it's no, then like what can you commit to or what would make it true for you? Do we have to shift some things around or like what needs to happen? And then finally, like just thank him for being open to hearing feedback. And that format is super simple, but it really makes a huge difference in how it lands. And what most of the experience is that we give feedback and like we don't feel as good, we don't feel as connected after. And that makes us not give feedback. And then we end up in that negative loop that I was in where, resentment builds and like all of a sudden just comes out in a terrible way. By doing it this way, you come out feeling way more bonded and connected. And that makes you want to do it more. And it just makes it more effective.
Uh, that's excellent. I can definitely say that it appears it all of those things that I can definitely say work. From what I heard from you, I just took some notes here. I could see that basically priming a person, right? So basically they can understand your expectations. That ignores the confusion on whatever lack of transparency there is. And people respond very good to feedback and generally positive feedback, which seems to be one of the tools used in that aspect to work well with others. I remember one study I was reading before, and there was a study about dog training. And it made me think a lot about people are similar in the same way in the fact that when training a dog, when a dog makes a mistake and you're training them the proper way, you don't like beat the crap out of the dog when they make a mistake. Now, maybe some owners do that and that's not necessarily the right way. The way to get a dog to do what you want is when they do the correct thing, reinforce the positive, correct behavior with a treat, right? And
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, people are the same, right? Exactly.
people are the same way. So to constantly berate an individual on their mistakes or things that they've done incorrectly won't necessarily motivate them to correct them. Now, some people, it does benefit them and there's a balance to everything, but usually positive feedback, even in a way where it's constructive, seems to be the most beneficial thing based upon the way people act and absorb information and knowledge and feedback and
Yeah.
criticism.
So true. So true. Yeah. My dog is going crazy out there. I don't know if you can hear it.
I
Does it
can
get
hear it
picked
a
up?
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cute.
Got a
Uh,
got a delivery. She goes nuts. I'm hoping that she'll settle down in a minute. If not, I might have to go try some positive reinforcement.
yeah, that's good.